Hello everybody, SeKo Starcraft here, showing you the loading screen. I'm on the Korean ladder going up against a diamond protoss on Secret Spring. I just wanted to show you that I'm not completely full of crap. This is a crazy replay. I'm going to speed it up at the beginning. It's me, Omniscient, playing as a zerg player. Decided I'd go for my placement matches, see where it dumped me, up against some Korean guy down here in the bottom left as the protoss, the enemy, and so forth, who I'm sure was way more interested in playing a standard game than I was, knowing that I was going up against a Diamond League player. Kind of changed my perspective a little bit on what kind of things I wanted to achieve. So, we go for Shawnee's standard, infamous standard, early scout into 12 pool. It works. Some people should try this. This map, I've had some weird results with it though, because the hatch block isn't, like, it works really great obviously if people want to go for a Nexus first, or for a Forge expand. But in this case, you see I'm hiding my drone where it's going, so I can come back over here and drop down this hatch nicely. My timing, I still got to work out on this here a little bit. The hatch is going down right with the right amount of money, but as you can see, I don't quite have the enough resource to get all the zerglings at the right time. But there's the 6 zerglings. He scouts this completely though. He knows what's up. He knows it's a 12 pool, but surprisingly, he's like, where's the hatch? If somebody's 12 pooling you and you don't see the hatch, likely that means that they've got a ton of resources spent on something else somewhere else. So this is just kind of a sneaky sneak hatch block, which I think he has no idea that it's happening. Already got the link set it across the map at regular speed. Out come the zealots. Down goes the cybernetic score. He's not panicking. He's got a great positioning here. And a couple of zealots will easily take on a small amount of zerglings here. Which, I know this is going to get scouted, but I've got to stick with it. There's not much else I can really do. Queen on the way, Overlord, and now I want to poke in here and see what opportunities I can get. Seeing that there's 2 zealots, I'm not going to stick around there. Maybe dance around a bit, force out a few more zealots. He's making a ton of zealots, when obviously he'd probably rather be putting that into a Nexus. That ain't going to exist. More zerglings heading out here, going up to a really high number. They're going to become important later, as we'll see. But this not being scouted is very important. I suppose if it was scouted, then those zealots might be distracted. But what I want to do is I want the mothership core to ignore this base while I get down my craziness, because the mothership core puts a wrench into all of your crazy, cheesy plans. 4th zealot on the way as well. Lots and lots and lots of zealots. Hidden probe up here. Might be just wanted to dump a proxy pylon later. Mothership core will push this back. As we can see, I've already got drones and queens and buildings being made behind this. We'll speed it up slightly. So this is pretty risky for me. If we look at the unit count, it's 12 workers to 24. These crawlers aren't really going to help me out here at all. So this could be a really crazy turn of events. So many zerglings out here, no speed or anything, and enough zealots to essentially wall off the front of this ramp. Will stop me from being able to get up there. Crawler's getting into position, boosting out his warp gate, essentially following up with a 4 gate behind this, which is probably an okay decision. Got no problems with that. Spore crawlers are going down because I find a lot of times when people are getting cheesed, what they'll do is they'll throw down something like an oracle just because they know it'll work. He's perfectly comfortable with his block on this side, but he hasn't quite noticed this creep over here. It's a random active creep tumor right in his base that he hasn't quite paid attention to yet. A couple of spawns going down on the high ground. 1 spore here as well. Yeah, get poked in the face. So now he's in a tough spot. What do you do at this point? You got a lot of zealots out, you got a 4 gate, a decent economy, but you don't have any detection for the creep, so he's going to go straight up for the base trade. Now, this is what makes the game really interesting. I suppose if he didn't want to go for this, I'm going to get these zealots so that I can get as many free kills as I can along the way. Throwing down some emergency spawns at home, but the photon overcharge goes down, which is very clever for him because this is going to buy him a ton of time. He doesn't have any high ground vision, but a photon overcharge mixed with some probes will kill all of those zerglings pretty fast. Forward pylon is actually going to get a ton of these zealots in here, and these spine crawlers take forever to make. I'm surprised they even bothered making these. I was hoping I'd buy some time. Probably should have canceled these, saved the money. Not much else I can do about this, unfortunately. Select the drones, going to try to run away. Happily he focuses down the spine crawlers, allowing more drones to escape. Back at home here, I did snipe the mothership core with my queens, but he's making another one, and it starts with more energy, so it's probably not the worst thing for him here. But the supplies are ridiculous. Running in here now, the photon overcharge is finished. But he does have zealots here, unfortunately. And that's going to put a big kink in my plans. And I try to run out of there, because I thought I could escape. But I'll lose pretty much everything to my name. Down come the spines. Drones are going to be saved. I'm going to fight with these drones here for a second, just to make sure I don't lose these spines. And he doesn't have quite enough money for a Nexus. Do it on a robo? We just warped in 3 more zealots, so he's broke. He actually doesn't have the money he needs to right now to make another... Oh, where did he... Hang on a second. Did he cancel something? Yeah, he's at 380. Now he's down to nothing. Cancels that. Okay. This one probe, this one hero probe looks like it's just going to give him enough money. We see that this... Me letting this one probe go... Just for this 1 second, that one mineral drop was the most vital mineral drop that I've seen. Now we're just going to speed it up, because now it's him getting the perfect amount of money to throw down his Nexus. I didn't realize it was that close. And he's pretty much killed off everything else here. So many zealots. This is a ton. This supply is massive. Gonna take another base. I'm going to try and do as much damage. I know there's still a ton of zealots out there. I'm hoping he's going to be too afraid of my spine crawler defense to really come in and fight this. See, he's going to try to maneuver around, but I think he decides now I've got enough zealots. I should just push for this here. There's way more to be gained from doing this. I'm going to reroute because I want to get the pylons, if at all possible. And we can see that this actually is a big problem here, because all of these guys come back in, and they're going to wipe out a ton of this stuff, and I didn't cancel the hatch either. Back up here, I do finish a wall off. Stupid drones were just bumping into each other because they're retarded. And emergency spines going down. Speed it up even more now, because he will not, sort of to break everybody's bubble, come in here for the attack. I do cancel some of these spines because they're useless. My next plan is I need to actually get into a spire, and this might sound really silly, but he's going to go to a Stargate, and just like I gave him just enough time to get a Nexus out, he's going to give me just enough time to kind of do other things. Macro hatch. I mean, let's look at the income here. My income is pretty good, but he's got a gold base and a second gold base going down. Oh man, this is... madness. Madness, I say. All these zealots are essentially doing nothing. I mean, he doesn't want to throw them away, but there's, I guess, nothing really he can do. I would expect a Zerg player tanking like this to go for Spire. I'm not making much for more workers because it doesn't make much sense for me to. More workers really is only going to oversaturate an already quite saturated base. I got supply blocked. But was my Spire finished? So I forgot that I didn't have any overlords on the map because I've been playing weird and stupid for the last little while. Out come 9 mutas, but he's got enough void rays now when these two pop that I really can't tangle with it. I could risk a front-on engagement with those, but that wouldn't be worthwhile. Making a bunch of lings now. I've got a plan for whatever eventualities coming at me, and I've had an overlord moving around the map. I notice that I didn't scout the gold bases, so I went there first. And yeah, see, void rays will do pretty good against small amounts of mutas. Gonna get all the damage I can in on this side. Pick off as many workers as possible. And he's just gonna keep pumping out void rays, but he's in a tough spot because he's gotta defend this base. But this army's got no anti-air in it. So it's really just kind of a sitting duck. God damn you, void rays. Just too good. So a lot of lings, ling speed about to finish up, a couple more mutas. Trying to throw down some emergency spore crawlers here. I had some money laying around. Now the only anti-air here he actually has is a stalker. So we'll pick that off. Now the void rays decide that he can't wait around any longer. A forge and some cannons might have been a nice thing. He probably could have bought himself enough time to do that. God damn you, void rays. It's too good. Time to swing in here and get some damage done. Ah, small numbers, they suck. So on this side, he is going to be able to pick away at stuff. Queens, I'm not paying attention to my queens. There's a lot of transfuse energy here, but I'm retarded, and I just don't pay attention to it. Am I going to get at least one here? Got one. Probably could have focused on the other one as well, but I didn't. Instead, I got all my lings out, and it's base trade time. Very, very happily, I got out one worker. I think I might have been able to sneak out more later when I tried, but for some reason I thought I remember sending out more workers than that. Zealots are actually patrolling the map looking for things. This one lone guy is going to make it out of here. His economy's dead, his production's dead. It's really what's left on the map is going to decide this game. And sneaky sneak drone is going to get out of here. And I'm going to go for the farthest possible location. I have an overlord up here, so I figure I'm pretty safe. See a little bit of what's going on. And now it's really just about who is going to kill the buildings first. Speedlings, obviously amazing at taking down buildings quickly. Both the nexuses are down. I think it's about this point, yeah, I pull away the mutas, the lings will be able to clean those things up. What I need to be able to use is my mutas to come over here and get these buildings, because they're the hardest to reach ones. Get my pylons first. Always go for them pylons first. He's getting revealed. I feel really good about myself. And yes, one hidden hatch. The beauty about my mobility, speedlings, and mutas is I actually can outrun just about anything he's got coming at me. Do I have any other workers left on the map? I don't. So that hatch actually needs to live. He doesn't know where it is though. I did find the proxy pylon while I was running around with my guys everywhere. And now he's stuck, but he knows I'm not revealed, so he's in a pretty tough spot at this point. He could split up his, zealots, go to different corners. But as you can see, I've got creep for vision, so I'm going to be able to come in here and actually see everything that's going on and start picking up some free units, and he leaves the game. Taking on a Diamond League level Protoss on the Korean server, I feel pretty good about that, even if it was a cheesy, douchey game. SeKo Starcraft, thanks everybody for watching. We'll talk with you later.